Jose Ochoa takes on Asu Almabayev this Saturday at UFC Fight Night Abu Dhabi. Now, Asu Almabayev, he was supposed to be fighting Ramazan Tamirov, who is another kind of ball of muscle at flyweight, who just had that great performance against Charles Johnson, I think it was. But he had to pull out of the fight, so now he's taking on Jose Ochoa, who's taking this fight on short notice. I want to say it's about 3 weeks' notice. Jose Ochoa coming off of that really impressive fight against Cody Durden back on June 14th. Before that, had a pretty competitive decision loss to Reinier Kavanaugh. So hopping right back in there, 5-6 weeks later. A lot of momentum, taking on Asu Almabayev, though, who did have the full camp, was training for a really tough guy in what was his name, Ramazan Tamirov, who I think is he undefeated? No, 19-2, so almost undefeated. So this is going to be a very experienced fight between those two. But now he's taking on Jose Ochoa, who's very dangerous. Fights out of shoot to box Diego Lima. He's young, 24, 5'7", with a 67-inch reach. And like I said, 8-1, his lone loss coming to Reinier Kavanaugh, who's also undefeated, I believe, and another young up-and-comer at 9-0. He's fast, explosive, southpaw striker, big and strong for the division. Good kicks, good teep kicks, kind of keep guys at range. Has really good forward pressure, puts a lot of volume out there. Can be taken down, though. Was taken down by Durden twice in that last fight, and he's only a jiu-jitsu blue belt, so can be exposed on the ground, in my opinion. Asu Almabayev, 31 years old. 5'4" with a 65-inch reach, so he's gonna be 3 inches shorter, give up 2 inches in reach, 21-3, so he almost has 3 times the fight as Jose Ochoa. Asu's a jiu-jitsu black belt. I think he was like a Kazakhstan national champ. Has really good kicks, nice spinning kick, spinning back kick, front kick. Really good leg dexterity. You name it, this dude can throw it. Swings really hard if you try to come in and close the distance and land on him, and he's very hard to hit due to kind of people not wanting to rush in due to the takedown threat. Against Manel Kopp in his last fight, he was getting tagged. He was getting tagged up in that fight, just kind of backing straight up and leaving his chin in the air, which is concerning in this one against Jose Ochoa because he is very accurate and he can find that chin. But was getting pushed back, was getting hit. But I think Manel Kopp is future champ. I think he's extremely high level, and to give him a little bit of grace in that fight, he did have several opponent changes in that one. He's supposed to fight Steve Erceg, and then Alan Nascimento, and then Manel Kopp stepped in. So he was also getting eye poked like crazy in that fight and wasn't getting him called or wasn't getting the breaks that he wanted. So, but I am going to go with Asu Almabayev. I do think Jose Ochoa is a very bright prospect, but just not the best circumstances taking on a guy like Asu Almabayev, who can grapple, who can strike, who's got tons of experience, who's had the full camp. I just think he's going to be outmatched on the ground. I think Asu Almabayev, he'll be able to stay safe on the feet. I think he's going to have the better cardio to kind of deal with the pressure that Jose Ochoa relies on to get his striking off, and I think he's going to be able to mix up his takedowns and get Jose Ochoa to the ground, either get the submission or get the decision. But I am going to go with Asu Almabayev. I don't know what the odds are. I got to assume Asu is a pretty big favorite. Ooh, it's evens. Man, that's crazy. Jose Ochoa, I think he's the favorite at -120. Asu Almabayev -110. Wow. And I don't think Jose Ochoa was in a camp either, but he did just fight, didn't take any damage. So yeah, not a bad idea to put some money on Jose Ochoa by knockout, I think. But I just think Asu Almabayev, I think he's going to be a little too well-rounded. Has had a camp, a little bit more experience. He's in his prime, so I'm going to go with Almabayev to get this one done by decision. Thanks.